All right, so on this first one, whenever you see four terms, you automatically want to think factor by grouping. So let me go ahead and rewrite this and we'll try that out. All right, so factor by grouping, you group the first two and the last two, and then just focus on the first two first, and you look and see what they have in common. And what you can factor out between the two is an x squared. So basically, I'm kind of like dividing it out. And so I'm going to put it right here and then parentheses, and I basically divide it out, which would reduce that down to 3x and reduce that down to a minus 2. And then now that the first one's done, the second one, you want to get a match. And so you can see that somehow, whatever I pull out, I need the leftovers to be the same. And so in this case, it's going to need to be a negative 2. And that minus 2, when you factor that out, it causes that sign change. When you divide the minus 6 by minus 2, it's going to become a positive 3x. And then the plus 4 divided by negative 2 is going to be a minus 2. And so now you can see that you have matching groups right here, right there. And so I like to put these little brackets here to kind of give a little better picture of what's going on here. What we're going to do now is we're going to factor this out right here. That's what these two have in common between the subtraction sign right here. What they have in common is the 3x minus 2. So I factor that out. And then what's left behind is the x squared and the minus 2 that's right there. So x squared and then minus 2. And then that's going to be it. That's going to be our answer right there. If you were to FOIL it back together, it would actually go back to where we started. So, okay, let's look at the second one you sent. So let's see, we've got b squared plus 14b plus 45. Okay, so what we're doing here is the way I like to do this. There's a couple different ways, but I like to kind of play a game. A lot of times it's referred to as the A and M method. And what you're trying to do is figure out what will multiply to give me 45, but at the same time, those numbers add to give me 14. And if you really have no clue, you just start trying stuff. And so you can pull out your calculator and divide 45 by 2, but it won't divide evenly. So then you can try to divide it by 3. And 3 goes into 45 15 times. So 3 times 15 is 45, but that doesn't add to 14. So then you divide by 4, and that won't work. Then we divide by 5, and you get a 5 and a 9. 5 times 9 is 45. And yeah, they do add up to 14. And so those are going to be your two numbers when you factor this. So just to kind of go back to what we're actually doing here, you're undoing the FOIL method. So if you remember foiling, so this would be b and b because b times b is b squared. And then here's where those two numbers come into play. They're both positive, so it doesn't matter where you put them. So I'm going to put a plus 5 here and then the plus 9 here. And so if you were to FOIL this, it would go back to where we were. B times b is b squared. Then you get a 9b and a 5b. That's the whole idea of adding to give you 14. And then the 5 times 9 gives you 45. But this is the actual answer right here, the b plus 5 and the b plus 9. The order you put it in doesn't matter. So, for example, if you had b plus 9 and then b plus 5, that would make no difference. That would be correct also. So, all right, I hope that helps.